For those of you who insist on making your own camshaft locking tool and are stubborn like me, I'm going to give you all the measurements and how I did it. This is my camshaft locking tool. I made it dual end for the 12 valve engine and the 30 valve engine, and this would be the driver's side. We have a washer on each cam. We have a washer on each cam, and the holes are, I don't remember, 2 1/16, 2 1/4. They're 2 1/4 center to center. So you would measure 1 1/16 from the center of your hole. You'd measure 1 1/16 from the center of your hole to your first bolt, and 1 1/16 out from there. So I bought a 4-foot piece of steel from Lowe's. It was $15. You can buy these on eBay for $25, but that's only for one engine. So your choice on whether you want the aggravation of making it or just buying it, because it was kind of aggravating for me. Alright, on the 30 valve engine, my A4, this is a 1.5 inch hole. I used a hole saw for it and a drill press, and if you lube it up properly and use light pressure, this is not a 1.5 inch hole saw, but you get the idea. Light pressure, a lot of oil, and it will chew right through it and make a fantastic little washer like that. So 1.5 inch here. If you are only making this for a 12 valve engine, the washer is only a 1 and a, well, if it's not 1.5, 1 1/4. It's a little bit less than 1 1/4. It's like 1 3/16, but 1 1/4 will get you by. The holes for the bolts: 8mm hole on the inside, 6mm hole on the outside. Big ones point towards the center. There's a big one here pointing towards the center of the engine. Big one here pointing towards the center of the engine. So make sure you drill your holes in the right spots before you manufacture this stuff. So with a 4-foot bar, I basically marked out my piece here and sliced it off and welded it on the top. And then I marked out my other two and welded them on top, but I got my dimensions from tool sales on eBay, and one of them was wrong. This one was right. It is exactly the 30 valve engine is 24 1/4 inches from center to center on the bar, and it fit perfectly. Then I had a mishap with my 12 valve engine a week later and had to use it again, and this one did not line up, hence why I cut this off and re-welded it back on another 1/16 of an inch in. So for a 12 valve engine, this is 20 5/16, because it is just a tiny bit wider than what I originally made it, and it wouldn't fit. 12 valve engine, you need to move your power steering pump pulley to use this bar the way I made it. You can choose various methods, but this is the way I made it. One hookup on the driver's side, 2 hookups on the passenger side, so that if anything got into the way, and there you go, if anything got into the way of this excess here, you could just pull out the air box and have plenty of room. So it does fit the 12 valve and my 30 valve A4 engine. The little bends, I put little bends in here. It's mild steel. It's pretty darn easy to do. I basically took it and laid it between two blocks. And where I wanted to make a bend down, I had a heavy, where did you go? I had a heavy steel bar that I stood up on end and smacked it with a hammer. And then I want to make this bend, same thing, flip it over, put it in between the blocks of steel, or blocks of wood, and wail on it with a hammer. And it only takes like 2 or 3 whacks to get a nice little bend in it. And you have that little wave that will go around whatever they're avoiding. The bracket for the power steering pump, the idler pulley back here, and on the 30 valve engine you do not even need to take off the power steering pulley. So those are my measurements. I'll try and include them in the video, and sorry for the length, but that's it. And if you have any questions, if I missed anything, shoot me a message and I'll try to get back to you soon. Thanks.